Hello, hello. My name is Coffee. We're playing MotorTown Behind the Wheel, an early access game that's been out for 4 or 5 years, I understand. Whoa. I just started playing in July and really loving the game, and I think I'd like to try to make some content about it. So anyhow, let's start out. I've made a new character named Coffee. We got nothing, no money, no levels, just level 1 everything. We have two options. We could either join a public server or we could do a private server, and we're going to start off on the private server, just for ease, keeping people out of our way, keeping myself out of other people's way, and privacy issues. I don't want people showing up on the screen. I would like to be able to create filters to blur out the text box and stuff like that when I'm in a public server, and I'm not there yet. So anyhow, we're going to start with the longest period of day-night cycles possible. Very low rain, but a little bit. And a little bit of NPC density for a little flavor, and 0 cops because we don't like that flavor. And they're a pain in the butt. We'd like to drive fast when we can. Okay, start. So, MotorTown Behind the Wheel, loading screen. And here we are. That's my character, dressed in coffee colors. Notice this box pops up next to us, Drive Tuscan. It's a quest. This is the game's version of a tutorial, I guess, to introduce you to different aspects. I find them to be, well, I've done them so many times that I don't want to do them anymore, and they're just going to get in our way, so I'm going to show you how to get rid of them. So I'm sorry, let me go back. Hit the escape key. This brings up this menu. Quests are under here, and all we've got to do is hit these trash cans 27 times. I know this because I've tried to make this video like 5 times and done this every single time, and I took the time to count one time. There's 27 of these. Clear them all out. That's it. Get them out of our way. Okay, let's play. This is our Tuscan. It's our starter car, and it's actually a good car. Nothing wrong with it. It's fun to drive, but it can't do anything for us right now. Can't pick up taxi passengers. It's obviously not a bus, and it doesn't carry any cargo. So its only value to us right now is as extra cash, which I'm not sure I'm going to need just yet. So I'm going to park it off to the side, next to the place where you sell it. And if we decide we need to, we'll sell it. For now, just going to leave it. Take care of that for me, would you? So, I've seen some videos where folks borrow trucks. There's 3 ways to get a truck. You can buy it, which we can't because we have 0 money, or we could rent it, or we can borrow it. We can't borrow this one because these are not available. These can be rented. We'll go look at a borrow truck in a minute. So you can see the vehicle stats here. Size of cargo bed that it has, number of seats, how much gas it carries, the motor, its name. And taxi license not available, bus license not available. Well, that's cool. Dabo would make a crappy taxi. So let's rent this guy. That's going to be 16 gold every 10 minutes. So let's go make some money. Our goal is pretty simple. Get as many driver levels and truck levels as we can so that we can grab a semi-trailer and a tanker and make first cheese. Then we're going to grab a semi-tanker and a container carrier, and we're going to make meat. So those are kind of the early game, most profitable ways to make money until you can start making contracts. And then the game opens wide up. I like to start here. It's a very close warehouse. It's got stuff going all over the map, and we can usually get some pretty valuable stuff to deliver. Not so much this time. Last time I looked here, they were 14, or I'm sorry, actually that's not too bad. And it's going to Gapa, and there's 4 of them. We can get 2 on board. That would be 12, I'll call them 7 grand. That'd be about 14 grand by the time we get there. That's not too bad. We'll do that. And it's a good distance of a drive. We'll probably make at least 2, maybe even our 3rd truck level by the time we get there. So yeah, first thing we got to do is we got to strap those down. You'll see down here I'm hitting the tab key to bring up my cursor. We got 2 items on board with us, a flashlight and a cargo strap. Get rid of the cursor. In order to use a cargo strap, hit the T2 button, and that puts the cargo strap in our hand. And then we just bring the cursor over the item we want to strap, hit the X key, hit the X key, done. Hit the 2 key to get rid of it again, it's back in our storage. Let's hop in the truck and head for Gapa. Gapa. Gape. Gapa. Gapa, Gapa, Gapa. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think everybody calls it Gapa. I could be wrong. I've seen a lot of people recommend starting the game by delivering pizza. Oh, wait a minute. I wanted to show you something. Loaner trucks, loaner vehicles. Difference between them and rentals. And there was one right next to us. Okay, those 2 pickups right there. You see they got the little blue icons over them. That means you can borrow them. Let's hop in and take a look. Bring up the company menu control panel by hitting the tab key. And hit the company tab there, and you can see stats about the truck. You can owner profit share 8%. That means everything that we deliver, the owner of this truck is going to take 8% of our money. Now I think we're looking at making 14,000 gold pieces. Somebody who can do math can probably figure that out. That it's going to be close to 900 gold, something like that, maybe 1,000. Let's call it round numbers 10%. From 14,000, that would be 140 gold that it would take from our profit. Okay, that's not horrible. No, wait a minute. No, 14,000? It would be 1,400. Yeah, 10%. 1,400 it would take. That's pretty bad. We're only paying 16 gold every 10 minutes. We're only 9 miles away. If we can maintain anywhere close to 60 miles per hour, that's, call it round numbers, we're 10 minutes away. It'll cost us 16, maybe 32 gold compared to 1,400. So this is why you rent instead of borrow. If you want to make money, rent. If you just want to accomplish some task real quick, then you can go ahead and borrow. Another good use for borrowed vehicles is simply to drive them places. It's like a free taxi. You pay nothing, and the owner of the vehicle even pays for the gas and repairs, so it's just a zero-cost way to get around the map. You'll just be in a stock truck. Okay, so I was saying some people recommend starting with pizza deliveries. I don't like doing that for a couple reasons. A, the individual price per pizza delivery is pretty low unless you make the time bonus. It's a timed delivery. The delivery vehicle choice is a little scooter, and it's even more annoying sounding than this stock Dabo. And they're very short trips. So 10 trips is going to maybe be required to cover a mile. And you want to go at least, I think it's like 4 miles per level. So you won't even make one level delivering, a dozen pizzas in the time that it would take to do this trip. So this trip's going to make us 14 grand. I think it's a no-brainer. We'll get levels on our driver, we'll get levels on our trucking, and we'll make a bunch of money. Enough to buy our own truck. Really quick. Oh, come on. Accelerate. Ugh. And hopefully upgrade it, because stock Dabo, stock anything is really kind of a dog. Alright. So let's settle in for about a 7-mile drive. I'm going to stop yapping for a little while and put on some kind of music. Not sure what it'll be, but it will be free whatever it is. Free of royalties, free of attributions probably, although I might mention it. We'll see. So enjoy the music. Hey, hello Gappo. Looks like we're going up this road here to a resident. Pardon me. There they are. Guess I'll just leave them on the porch there. 13,950. Nice. So, I can either go to a local farm, see if there's something worth delivering back for some extra money, or we could teleport back. Whoops. Let's go down here. I'm sure you saw it on the screen, hopefully, when we were on our way down. We made driver level 2. We can drive a taxi now, and we can also tow some trailers. Like that one. Except that one's not borrowable. Or that one. Those are just decorations. Alright, what have you got? Oh, quite tempting. 13,000 each. That's 27,000. Heck yeah, we're going to do that. That's going to be another 10-mile drive. Oh, no. I did not hit 2 yet. There we go. Cargo strap. Cargo strap. Alright, so the interests of making money and more levels, we're going to Ara. So interesting. The map wants me to hang a left. Really. Wants me to go all the way around there, down to there, instead of taking a right and going down here and across there, which looks a lot shorter. We're going this way. Okay, so when you're in the map, you can set a waypoint for your autopilot to go to. This game has an autopilot, so might as well use it when possible. So I'll just set it by the gas station. It's a good place to set the autopilot. So you never know, you might need some gas. Come back to the keyboard and the benefit of the autopilot is you can actually go and do something. Some of the longer trips, they can take a minute or 2 or 10. And rather than sit here and watch that and drive the whole way, you can just put on the autopilot and go make a cup of coffee or grab a shot of scotch and whatever your beverage of choice is. And it's a really nice feature. I'm just going to throw it on for the fun of it here. And when you set a point on the map, a waypoint that is, it will take precedence over whatever the automated system thinks you should go. So if you say, hey, I don't want to go that way, I want to go this way, set a waypoint the way you want to go, and it'll eventually catch up to you. But autopilot isn't the smartest driver, and it can over-rev and occasionally flip, so I wouldn't depend on it unless you're usually in comfort mode. It reduces the amount of throttle, the amount of brake required. It's just a much more sedate drive. Really good for taxi work. That's a decent way to make money in taxis, is just get a really long drive, set your autopilot, go away, come back, deliver the passenger. But the disadvantage of being an autopilot, especially early in the game, is you don't get as much level or experience towards levels when you're in autopilot. So out of autopilot, back to driving. That was a servos. Oops, I gotta go this way. Although I should point out that if I had a better truck right now, we could actually go down this way, and from here you can really just cut straight across. It's grass and trees and not that hard. But I wouldn't try it in an upgraded Dabo. I'd want at least better suspension, raised suspension, off-road tires, and a bigger motor. I doubt this little thing would make it with 2 pallets, regular street tires, Pinner little 50 horsepower motor. Yeah. They'd find my carcass and this rusted hulk in the jungle someday. Fortunately, this game has some systems to make sure you never get actually completely without options. As you saw, I was even driving with a negative balance. I was able to rent a truck even though I had no money. And you can probably tow yourself back to a road if necessary if you don't have any money. I'll put it in autopilot for a second. Here in the menu, there's an option right here for roadside service. You can either refuel if you're out of gas, you can tow the nearest road, or you can tow yourself all the way to the nearest garage. If you're in a pinch. Alright, another kind of long drive. I'm going to see if I can find some music to put into this section of the trip. And enjoy the music. are a supermarket. Obviously, for the money we're making, this is a fine destination for products. It's also a nice place because you can get contracts for stuff here. Boom, 26.8. Nice. Let me show you about the contracts. So as you can see, it wants everything. Anything that can be made in this game it wants, except for fuel. I don't think this supermarkets want fuel. But any product, depending on how many you bring to it, excuse me, I just yawned. Depending on how many you bring, it'll give you a certain amount. You pay for the contract, $2,500 in this case, but when you deliver, you'll make 10 grand on top of that. There's your 25, and for 10 it's 47.23. You'll make 23, etc., etc. And so there you go. But you have to be level 10, have a company in order to do those contracts. So we're sitting at 40 grand plus, and that's more than enough to consider it a good start. Hop on out. We're going to teleport back to the main town. So let me show you that again, because I just tend to gloss over things. On the map, houses and campies can be teleported to. No campies on the map yet, but click on your home or anybody's home, and for 100 gold you can just teleport straight there. Boom, we're back to the start spot. Okay, so I'm probably going to end this segment here. We got a good start. We are, let's see, check our levels. We are driver level 4, truck level 21. I'm going to run down here briefly to see. Yeah, it looks like we can drive a semi-truck. I can see the little blue icon there, right there. Great. Okay, we're in great shape. We can drive a semi-truck, so we can get some stuff going in a minute. But for a first video of how to get started, put 40 grand in your bank and make driver level 4 in pretty short order without having to deliver a single pizza. There you go. This has been CoffeePlays, and I hope this video recorded successfully enough that I can publish it. Cheers. Hopefully see you on the next one. Like and subscribe. And see you next time. Bye-bye.